What is good, guys? Repel here, and I'm bringing you battle number 4. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Wi-Fi battle. I am using a post-commentary variety this time, just because as I was recording this match live and, fighting live, my Audacity, well, it just couldn't capture my voice, so I'm basically re-recording everything. Once again with my voice. So this is a live battle, but with post commentary. So we're gonna jump ahead and go straight into this Pikachu ladder now. And I already found my quick opponent, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump right onto it now. I'm really pumped because I actually did bring the Alola Ninetales this time. So I'm gonna try to freshen up as much as possible. So I do have a comment question today. My comment question today for all my viewers is, what is your favorite type? Do you like fire? Do you like steel? Do you like grass? Do you like fighting? Do you like dark? Whichever type you like, just leave it in the comments. So I'm going to go ahead and, judging from his team, he only has one rock weakness, which is actually the Gyarados. And also, because I see the Gyarados, he probably also has, the Mega Stone on it, and that's probably his only Mega. Nonetheless, though, I'm really tempted to just go for the Dugtrio to lead with it. In case he does lead off with his own Alola Dugtrio. The thing about Kanto Dugtrio and Alola Dugtrio is Kanto Dugtrio is actually a bit faster. And if you fight it head to head, Kanto Dugtrio actually has a higher chance to defeat it, just because Alola Dugtrio is, well, it's steel type. So yeah, this is going to be like a Alola Dugtrio versus a Kanto Dugtrio battle. So he actually does go off with the Gyarados, which is absolutely terrifying because he could easily finish off my Dugtrio with a single waterfall. I do outspeed it. I could go for Stealth Rocks, but I kind of want to preserve my Dugtrio simply because he does have the Jolteon and Alolan Dugtrio. And I really, really am tempted to just keep my Kanto Dugtrio just for those two Pokemon, right? You got Jolteon, he's going to spam a lot of Thunder, Thunder Wave, and Thunderbolt, which, frankly, my my Kanto Dugtrio is the only one that can really counter it. And same with his Alola Dugtrio, so I think it's very wise of me to just switch out. I'm going to go ahead and switch into these Zapdos now, expecting, first of all, his Mega Evolution and his Waterfall, and I should be able to live. It's going to be a 2-hit KO, and hopefully I could scare it away with a Thunderbolt. So we do see the Mega Evolution, so he's no longer a Flying type, but a Dark type now. And he does actually go for Taunt. Keep in mind, he actually went for Taunt on my Dugtrio, so I actually could have outsped him on the turn 1 and go for Stealth Rocks. Nonetheless, I'm going to go for U-turn here, expecting him to probably go for the Dugtrio or maybe the Jolteon. Because, sure, he's definitely not going to stay in. To get hit by super effective Thunderbolt. So he switches into the Jolteon, which is fine. I think it was slightly better to switch into the Alola Dugtrio, just because Alola Dugtrio is immune to, electricity, but that is okay. I'm going to go ahead and go into my own Dugtrio. It's a wonderful opportunity to finally set up some Stealth Rocks. Again, because he Mega Evolved, he no longer really has Rock weakness, but I still think it's quite useful. It's just a really nice pressure, because judging from my opponent, he obviously loves switching out a lot. So I do go for Stealth Rocks, and to my surprise, I actually do outspeed Jolteon, which again is not like, impossible, as, Jolteons these days could run Timid, it could run Modest. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that this Jolteon is probably Modest nature. After going for the Stealth Rocks, I am obviously going to go for the Earthquake now, and he no longer has a Flying type, so nothing in this team really resists ground or is simply immune to it. So that was pretty quick and easy. I did get up my Stealth Rocks, and I was able to finish off Jolteon. So that was really sweet. Now we'll await for my opponent's next switch in. And to be frank, the number one threat to Dugtrio is his Gyarados. So we're going to see my opponent's Gyarados quite often in this match. Which I don't blame him, honestly. Gyarados is such a monster, it has wonderful typing. Speaking of typing, again, please answer the comment question today, guys. What is your favorite type? So he is probably going to stay in and go for the Waterfall, and I have a lot of options here. I could either go into my own Gyarados, I can go to Zapdos because, you know, Zapdos still is quite defensive and he can scare it out easily with a Thunderbolt attack, or I actually could go into my own Melmetal because Melmetal is quite defensive, but I believe I'm just going to go into the Zapdos here. Yep, and expect the Waterfall. It's probably the best bet. And he actually goes for the Outrage, and that's actually really powerful too. You know, just because it's not stab doesn't mean it's not powerful, right guys? Outrage does have a base 120 attack, so he can do a lot of things here. Well, he has to stay in because he's trapped into Outrage, but I could do a lot of things here. I could actually just go for a Roost, or I can go for an attack. But from this range, I don't think a Thunderbolt can kill, so I'm actually going to go for a Roost here, hoping to just... I'm just waiting for his Outrage to break, and then he'll be confused. That's kind of what I'm doing. I'm just kind of stalling his Outrage, simply because it's only doing like slightly below half, so that's great. He is finally confused now, and I'm going to just go up and use another Roost. He could stay in if he wants to, and just pressure to, you know, do as much damage as possible, or he can switch out. But he does decide to switch out, which is probably the best play because, yeah, I mean, you know, I'm still electric type, so I'm still going to do a lot to him. He does go into Dugtrio now, and that is a very solid counter to Zapdos. I have absolutely no attacks for it. And he actually may outspeed me and go for the Rock Slide. However, one Rock Slide will not kill me, so I'm just going to comfortably do a U-turn first. As a matter of fact, I still outspeed him, and I'm going to go for the U-turn. So, again, we're seeing like an Adamant Nature Alola Dugtrio, which is absolutely fine. So if my Zapdos outspeeds his Dugtrio, there's a very good chance that my Dugtrio will also outspeed his Dugtrio. And that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to set out my own Dugtrio. So here we go, guys. We got Kanto Dugtrio versus Alola Dugtrio. Let's see who will face. So he actually goes for his own Stealth Rocks, which is, like, you know, probably the best play because I still have my Zapdos. I'm going to go ahead and just go for the Earthquake. Again, nothing in this team is Flying type. Nothing resisted. It's basically just like a free turn to do as much damage as possible. And I actually do manage to land a kill, so there we go. Kanto Dugtrio 1 and Alola Dugtrio 0. That was pretty awesome there. And we shall wait for my opponent's next move. Again, it is the Gyarados here, but you know, this Gyarados is actually slowly diminishing in health just because I do have Stealth Rock. So yeah, I mean, like, Stealth Rocks are just so important. I did highlight in my last battle that Stealth Rocks are so important, right? Even if your opponent's team doesn't have any weaknesses to Rock, Stealth Rocks is just a wonderful opportunity to really just challenge and constantly pressure your opponent's team, especially if your opponent really loves to switch in and out. It's a huge disadvantage for them switching out because, like I said, Waterfall is too obvious. But because my opponent did go for Stealth Rocks and a Waterfall is gonna sting. My Zapdos is not looking too good now. He's only sitting like in, like, you know, a quarter HP left, and I'm a little paranoid here because if I switch out, there is a good chance that Stealth Rocks could kill my Zapdos. So I'm gonna stay in, debating or not if he will actually switch out. There's a very good chance my opponent will stay in because he's doing so much work, and from this range he still might be able to live one Thunderbolt. So he does stay in and basically just watch me go for a Roost. But you know, I don't care. Like, I'm just gonna go for a Roost. You know, if my calculations are correct, he actually will still do around the same amount. So basically, we're sort of in a stalemate here. I'm not really sure what to do here. However, from these first two attacks, I have noticed that he has been rolling quite high damage. So I'm waiting for his like next attack that hopefully he doesn't roll as high damage, so that I could out heal his attacks just by a little bit, and then I can U-turn out. But he does go for another Crunch, which is actually probably a bit better than Waterfall, because he does have a chance to drop my defense. Now, if my opponent was super super predictive, he could actually go for an Earthquake as I go for a Roost, because as you guys know, if I go for the Roost, I do lose my Flying type, and I become a pure Electric type. So he could actually potentially just go for the Earthquake. But here is like, you know what, basically he's literally doing as much as my Roost, so I have no choice but just go for U-turn. I do get a good chip of damage here, and if he does go for another Crunch, you know, there's a very good chance he actually will go for another Crunch, right? So I could easily just go for the Ninetales. It is Fairy type, and it'll actually eat up one Crunch. And I've been meaning to use my Alola Ninetales. I think the Alola Ninetales is a wonderful Pokemon. It's a wonderful Dragonite counter, and it's actually not a bad Gyarados counter either. So he does go for Crunch. I take it okay. However, he drops my defense here, and his next attack, which I'm guessing is probably the Waterfall, will definitely kill me. And from this range, I'm really not sure if a Dazzling Gleam can kill. Yes, I am Fairy type, it is Stab, but you know, Gyarados has such a strong special defense, you know, stat. Like, I don't think a Dazzling Gleam can kill. So I'm gonna just try and go for the Hypnosis. Now I usually don't run Hypnosis, but I did see that Ninetales can learn it, so I decided to just kind of equip it. So this was like once in a lifetime move, and it actually successfully landed. That was like really sweet. I believe Hypnosis only has like a 55% chance to land, but that was really sweet. I'm so glad I landed because I am absolutely unlucky with these things. He falls asleep, and I'm really tempted to go for Nasty Plot, but I'm also terrified that he might wake up in turn 1. So I decided to just go for the Dazzling Gleam, do as much as I can. It doesn't quite take him out, and he actually does wake up in turn 1, but he does go for that misclick and uses Outrage, and that was kind of sad, but I'm just going to go for another Dazzling Gleam, and that will actually finish off Gyarados. I have nothing to lose. He has nothing that resists it, so why the heck not? And so there we go. We took care of Jolteon, Alola Dugtrio, and now his Mega Gyarados. So things are looking really sweet here. I can't complain. I'm just waiting for my opponent's next move here. And now he does send out the Persian, which outspeeds my Ninetales. So from this health, he actually might be able to finish me off. So I'm not really sure what to do. I could switch out into my Melmetal, or I could actually try to stay in. Judging from how my opponent likes to play, he does seem to like to run a lot of Adamant and Modest Nature. So this Persian actually might not be Jolly, actually might be Adamant, and there's a good chance my Ninetales could outspeed it, but I'd rather not take that bet, and something tells me he actually might go for the Fake Out, so I'd rather just go for the Melmetal. I'm actually quite glad in this battle. You know, a lot of my Pokemon are actually getting a lot of good screen time. You know, I showcase my Dugtrio, I showcase my new addition, the Alola Dugtrio, and of course, you know, it's always really awesome to see Melmetal. I'm just gonna go for the T-Wave here because his Persian is way too fast, like way too fast. So there's really no reason for me not to do that. He does go for a Foul Pay. It is neutral, but let's just be honest. Melmetal has such high defenses. I'm afraid like nothing can really do too much to it. And it is from this point, I'm just gonna select Double Iron Bash, and honestly, it's a pretty solid game here just because Melmetal can probably sweep his whole team here. And that is for that reason why my opponent has decided forfeit. So anyways, that was a really awesome battle. Thank you so much to Joe, and thank you so much viewers. If you guys do enjoy this battle, please remember to answer the comment question today. What is your favorite type? Thank you so much everyone. I'll see you guys in battle number 5. Have an awesome day everyone. Peace.